Admit it. When you think of the richest dude in history, you think of some 20th century robber baron or some super pale, blinkless freak that everybody hates. But no, it's actually some black dude in the 1300s who takes the gold on that one. And we ain't talking like some technically black either, like Meghan Markle, who's really more of an ecru. No, we talking black, like Heart of Africa black. This dude was as black as Jeff Bezos is white. That's a lot of black. The dude's name is Mansa Musa, and he was the emperor of Mali for 25 years. And during his reign, all of his startups really blew up. And them startups were gold mines, and he had a lot of them. Now, this was a time known as the Dark Ages in Europe, and the Renaissance was just about to start when a monk named Petrarch rediscovered Cicero's letters and eureka'd that whole continent. But down in the Muslim world, shit was already flourishing. But Musa, Mansa is a title by the way, he was off on the periphery, thousands of miles away from Cairo and Mecca, the two great centers of the Islamic world. Musa was a devout Muslim at a time when a lot of people in West Africa still practiced their indigenous religions, like voodoo and shit, but not that specifically. He wanted to make his name known throughout the Muslim world. So in 1324, he set out on his Hajj, which is the pilgrimage to Mecca that all Muslims are supposed to make at least once in their life. And this is where the legends really begin. You see, Musa, he set out with a massive entourage of more than 60,000 men, including 12,000 slaves, which he got a great deal on because he bought them domestically, which really saves on that pesky international shipping. Anyway, this guy heads out and has all of them slaves and camels and shit carrying a massive amount of gold. And on that journey, he became renowned for both his wealth and his generosity, giving out gold to beggars and buying anything he wanted along the way. All the while meeting with every ruler and king he came across and just impressing the fuck out of all of them. On the way back, he left just as much of a legacy, because this dude was really into education and shit. And he encouraged as many scholars as he could find to follow him back, and he set them all up real nice in Timbuktu, which became a great city of trade and world famous as a center of Islamic learning for centuries to come. In some ways, the entire myth and aura around Timbuktu is Mansa Musa's greatest legacy. By the early 1800s, Timbuktu had acquired such a mystical status as a wealthy and besplendid city in the desert that a lot of Europeans didn't think it even existed. It was like the African El Dorado. But the first white guy to find it and return back was some French dude named René Caillet, and he was smart about it. He black-faced his way in there, trying not to stand out, because 2 years earlier a Scot had walked in just blatant with his red hair and pale skin, and they tore his ass to pieces like BLM at a Gucci store. But the Frenchie made it out alive, and he proved to the world that it was real. Mansa Musa's great city of Timbuktu. Although by then, it had long since withered away into a shithole, which is pretty much the case for all of Musa's legacy, unfortunately. That's why he remains controversial in Mali even still today. On the one hand, he pulled the world west at a time when it was very much east, but he did so at the cost of all of his country's gold, pulled up by the bare hands of thousands of slaves toiling deep down in the earth. He propelled Mali to its zenith, but it was all downhill after that. But at least we still got the memories, even 700 years later. Like, subscribe, pay me, oh, and watch my other shit. Let me turn this shit off.